announced has signed for Tottenham. Again, we haven't announced the length of the contract, but we have announced he has become a Tottenham player as of today on a free transfer from AFC Bournemouth, making him our second signing of the summer. It's a signing which I think a lot of people, I mean, obviously there's been a lot of build-up, so everyone's kind of expected it by now. No, it's not a massive surprise that he signed for Tottenham at this point. But when the deal when it was in the pipeline and, when we were first linked with him, this was a major surprise that he would even consider Tottenham. I thought definitely he's going to go to Chelsea or Liverpool or one of these better clubs. He's been on brilliant form for Bournemouth for a while. He's really taken to the Premier League very, very well. He's been there for 4 years now. I know 1 year he pretty much missed with a serious knee injury. But apart from that, he's pretty much been a stalwart in that Bournemouth backline. And when he was announced that he was leaving Bournemouth on a free and that he wasn't going to renew his contract, it did spark a lot of speculation. Where was he going to end up? Which club's going to pick him up? A lot, if this guy had 1 year, 2 years left on his contract, this is a 30, 40, maybe even £50 million centre-back we're talking about. And Tottenham have been able to convince him to come on a free transfer. It's a brilliant bargain, a brilliant signing. How excited are you to see him in the Spurs shirt?
I'm buzzing because it's a position that we've desperately needed for so long, rotation or whatever you want to call it at left centre-back. We haven't had a viable backup option there for a long time. And this is a guy of pure quality, like you just mentioned. He's been central to that Bournemouth team for the past 2-3 years. He's a player that's going to help us at both ends of the pitch. You're looking at the metrics and the stats. There's not many defenders or centre-backs better than him on the ball in the Premier League. And it shows that he really wanted to join Tottenham because he would have had his pick of clubs this summer. He said yes to us pretty early. He said, if you stay in the Premier League, I'll join Tottenham Hotspur because it's a place I want to play. I envisage myself playing my football at your football club. So it's a player that wants to be here. It's a player of really good quality. He's going to help us at both ends of the pitch as well. His goal contributions numbers over the past 3 years speak for itself as well. I think it ticks every box, to be honest. I think I'm loving it. I really am. And I think it's a major coup to bring him in. Because like you said, the likes of Liverpool and Chelsea desperately need centre-backs this summer. And it looks like if we get Van Hecker over the line, there's two players that could have easily, have the quality to play for those clubs. And they've ended up joining Tottenham, who finished 17th twice in a row. So I am shocked that this got over the line because, you saw at the back end of last season when our Premier League survival wasn't safe, everyone was saying, Liverpool are going to come hijack. Even very recently with Andoni Iraola joining Liverpool, you're thinking, is there going to be a hijack here? Nothing's been announced yet. We didn't get the here we go. But he's here. He's beautiful. We love our Argentinians at Spurs.
We do.
He joins a long list of Argentinians, doesn't he, that, have all made their mark on the football club, from Ricky to Ozzy to Cuti Romero. Marcos Senesi now is part of a long list. And don't forget the likes of Lamela as well, Gazzaniga, Lo Celso. So many Argentinians walk through the door here. And I feel like
even Maradona wore the shirt.
Even Maradona wore the shirt, exactly. So I think there is something in it between Tottenham Hotspur and Argentinians ever since Ricky and Ozzy joined the club. So I love an Argentinian, and they always bring that fire and that passion, no matter what you think. So I'm delighted.
I wonder if one of the Argentinians made the call to Senesi to make sure that he signed on the dotted line. Well, talking about Argentinians who have played for Tottenham, there was one very present in the announcement video. Let's go check out the announcement video before we get more into about Senesi. So scroll down. So this is the second time that Spurs have announced signing with a former player at the very heart of the announcement video. So I don't know if you guys can hear it at home, but they can hear it. So there you go. Says Ozzy Ardiles talking about how the pride it is to wear the shirt.
London became
It's a brilliant video.
home. Tottenham became family. Today, I still love to see an Argentinian in England. It made me proud. But when they represent the Spurs, wow, this is even better. Marcos, welcome, very welcome. Defend this shirt, give it everything, and we will always be with you.
There you go.
This is yours now. True.
Brilliant video. And Ozzy Ardiles getting involved.
Senesi is a beautiful man, though. What a beautiful man Marcus Senesi is, man.
Phenomenal. So what have you made of this trend, Tottenham using former players in their videos? I do feel like, are they kind of not stealing, but, taking inspiration about what Arsenal did with Eze and Ian Wright and all that kind of stuff, so that we're now kind of jumping on the bandwagon, getting some former players in the announcement videos? I don't want to compare, but it seems to be...
I want to compare, but I'll go and compare.
I'm just saying that went down very well. I don't think it's any surprise that we're now seeing it a bit more. But obviously, really nice. It's great. I like
it. Because it's also players that have connection, right? Because Michael Dawson was Andy Robertson's captain at Hull, so there was that connection there. And Senesi and Ardiles are obviously both Argentinian. And I think, when you hear Ardiles speaking that, it does hit home a little bit, and it goes to show about the Argentinians. They come here and they find a home at Tottenham in N17, White Hart Lane, Tottenham Hotspur Stadium. And let's hope Marcus Senesi is the same. So, I love them, to be honest. I really like this. I prefer this one to the Andy Robertson one for some reason. This one...
Well, because you actually saw Senesi. And you didn't see Robertson at all, the other one. Really nice announcement video. So good job from Tottenham there. And look, I love the fact that we're becoming the Argentinians home away from Argentina. They should all come to Tottenham. Absolutely brilliant. I love that. I love that idea.
One in, one out this summer.
It looks like it, which we'll get into. If you scroll up, we'll get into the statement in a minute. Let's just keep going on the announcements on X. So, number 5, he has been given the number 5. By the way, if you notice, he has been given a number, and Robertson hasn't been given a number. I think if anything would tell you, what I would gather from that is they're waiting for Dragoshin to leave to give Robertson the number 3. So I think we're pretty much getting confirmation with the fact that Senesi's getting a number. In a weird way, we're getting confirmation that Dragoshin's probably set to leave, I think, as well, in a weird way. But there you go. Number 5 for Marcos Senesi, following the likes of Jan Vertonghen, from Pierre-Emile Højbjerg. Nice. I think people wondering if we were going to hold out the number 5 for Van der Ven at some point, but that never happened, did it? So Senesi's stolen in there.
Yeah, I think Van der Ven wants his number 37 because, he said that number holds, something dear to him. So I think he'll stick with the number 37. But, Højbjerg, Vertonghen, before that, David Bentley, Yunus Kabul, Edgar Davids, and Goran Bunjevcevic. And before Goran Bunjevcevic, it was someone that has been erased from the history of this football club. So, look, you can't go wrong following the footsteps of Big Jan at centre-back, having the number 5 shirt. So let's hope he wears it with pride. I'm sure he will. And let's hope he lives up to Jan Vertonghen's reputation, because if he does, then we got one hell of a centre-back here. But look, they're going to go on their own path. Senesi's going to bring his own style to the team, and I can't wait to see him on the pitch.
Yeah, look, a tough tackling centre-back with a culture left foot. I know where I've seen that before. So I'm looking forward to it. Yeah, number 5. So there is the announcement there. And then Marcos Senesi with his first words as a Tottenham player to the Tottenham fans in this video here.
Hi, Spurs fans. I'm Marcos Senesi, and I can't wait to play with you at the stadium. Looking really forward for the next season, and come on, you Spurs.
And he said, "Come on, you Spurs." Was it that hard, Robbo? Was it that hard? Come on, I think it should be tradition. Every new signing says, "Come on, you Spurs." I can't believe Robbo didn't get the memo.
But it has been a tradition ever since. Like every new signing does say, "Come on, you Spurs." I don't know why Robertson didn't, but Senesi got the memo.
Senesi got the memo. All right, so here is the announcement on the official website. Some interesting stuff in here, which we'll get into. So first of all, Marcos says, he says, an experienced Argentine international defender. He will join us on July the 1st, subject to international clearance, following the expiration of his contract with Bournemouth. Marcos said, it's a very special feeling to be a Tottenham Hotspur player. From the first moment, the club has shown why they want me. and how much they want me to be a part of what they are building. It's exciting and something I can't wait to be involved in. Every time I step on the pitch, I will do my best to make the fans proud and to take the club back to the place it belongs. I want to win things with Tottenham and will do everything I can to make that happen. Johan Lang has had his say on the signing of Marcos Senesi. He says Marcos is a defender who brings a combination of quality, intelligence and leadership to our group. His experience at the highest level, his composure in possession and his desire to compete for every ball make him an excellent fit for the way we want to play. We are delighted to welcome him to the club and believe this is the perfect place for him as he enters a great stage in his career. Roberto De Zerbi, no video of him in suspiciously the same outfit he was wearing at the end of the season review. So no video there. So maybe he wasn't quite as further along as Robertson's one at that time. He says Marcos's experience, quality on the ball and competitive edge will strengthen us defensively as well as giving us flexibility in formation. That's an interesting line. He's comfortable playing in a possession-based team, reads the game very well, and has the personality to thrive in a demanding environment. I also love his mentality and desire to keep improving, and I'm looking forward to working with him and seeing the big contribution he can make to the team. So, interesting line there. He'll give us his strengths, in defensive strengths, as well as giving us flexibility in formation. So, is that De Zerbi saying that we could maybe be seeing the back three at some points next season?
Yeah, look, there's actually been a lot of fans talking about a potential back three, and that makes an opening for like someone like Luka Vuskovic as well to get a bit more game time if he was going to be around next season. But to have a back three of like Senesi, Van de Ven, and Van Hecker, like that is a top back three, isn't it? Wow.
Yeah.
Mouthwatering.
Yeah. Good luck pressing those a lot. It's going to be a hell of a job. I think it's an absolute mouthwatering back three. So I wonder what De Zerbi is cooking up, what he has in store, because he's clearly thought about getting Senesi in. Because obviously we've all been talking about, obviously we need a backup to Van de Ven, but we've all been talking about, if Van de Ven leaves, we need a left-sided centre-back, or if Romero leaves, we need a right-sided one. Well, we've brought a left-sided one with Van de Ven set to stay. So clearly he's thought about this. And Senesi, I don't think is coming to play second fiddle to anyone, is he?
He's a rotation option at the end of the day. You need, as what De Zerbi said, you need two good players in every position. And that's what we're trying to do here. And I think when you look at De Zerbi, and we all look at the back end of last season being like, all right, 4-3-2-1 or 4-2-3-1, that's the way we're going to go. That's the way we're going to play. But we know that he was just trying to keep things familiar to the players for those last 7 games and just get us winning games in the short term. Once you get pre-season behind, and once you get into next season, I think we're going to see a vast range of formations from Roberto De Zerbi next season, because you've seen that at Marseille, you've seen that at Brighton. He doesn't just stick to one formation. He plays a variation of different formations all season. So bringing in 2 good players in each position and everything like that, and top quality caliber, it gives you that variety where you can play so many different formations.
I think the most important thing is as well having someone who can come in and is very technically of a high level. I think a lot of the time we've changed formations, but we're maybe fitting in players who don't suit the style, but we want to change formation, so we get a player to play certain positions where maybe they're not so comfortable. Whereas now, if you've got Senesi, let's say you bring him on, he's immediately comfortable playing that possession-based football. He's immediately comfortable with the ball at his feet. Whereas in seasons gone by, it hasn't always been the case. It's always been, if we want to change formation, we have to shoehorn a player in somewhere, or we have to change things up in play where players aren't as comfortable. So having a player like Senesi to come in, who could, in another circumstance, be a starting centre-back for us, and he might well be. As the season goes on, you never know. Maybe will Van de Ven be shunted out to left-back? Maybe he gets an injury. You never know. I'm sure Senesi will get a lot of game time. So it's going to be very, very exciting what he does. I mean, the rest of the announcement is just like his career. I think the most interesting thing, if you go to the last paragraph, he says, last term he enjoyed one of the best campaigns to date, a ball-playing defender. He made 2,300 passes in the top flight with no outfield player completing more long passes than him. Strong at the back and a threat in attack. No centre-back produced more assists than Senesi, while he sat in the Premier League's top three for the most interceptions, most blocks and most clearances. He also has 3 caps for Argentina. Important to note, he didn't get called up to the squad. Despite one of their defenders just getting injured, they went in a different direction. So, shame for him.
Who got called up instead?
I don't know. It was, I don't know who, I can't remember, but it wasn't Senesi.
I'm happy about that. Because like we mentioned, or like I said to you, you know, if Van de Ven's going to go far in the World Cup, that means Senesi can go have a full pre-season and start the season potentially at left centre-back. So I'm delighted he's not called up to the World Cup, to be honest.
Yeah, no problem about that.
I've just liked a tweet, by the way. Can we just bring it up quickly? There you go. Tottenham.
Is this from him himself? SZY?
Yeah, I don't know. SZY posted it. I don't know who, where he got it from or who's actually posted it, but it looks like Spurs have followed Senesi out to wherever he is on holiday, hunted him down, gave him the shirt, and the pictures are beautiful.
I see. So that's what I was wondering. Look, there wasn't at Spurs Lodge all those pictures. I was wondering where they were. So there he is in Ibiza, apparently, getting the full treatment from the full media treatment. He was like, look, they were like, he was like, I'm on holiday. I don't want to come back do this media stuff. They're like, okay, we'll come to you. Don't worry. It'll take a few hours. You can enjoy the rest of your holiday after that. So big up to Marcos. Big up to Spurs getting that done. There you go. A few bits. I wonder, did he post this himself or has he nabbed it from somewhere? I wonder. Anyway, that's interesting. There you go. Senesi behind the scenes. Big up. One thing I wanted to say about the Senesi signing as well, it's very clear, isn't it, with this signing and the chase for Van Hecke, we're going for a very specific profile centre-back. Like, we're very much going for the type of centre-back that De Zerbi's going to want in terms of the way we play. You can see with the data, they both are very, very similar in how they match up with the data in terms of the amount of build-up, their progressive passes, their passing ability, those kind of metrics. Clearly, De Zerbi has very much sought out those metrics, and we've looked at the best two at the moment in the Premier League, like, let's go get those guys. And that's clearly a very targeted kind of signing. It's not, obviously he's a good player in his own right, regardless of the data and all that kind of stuff. He's done it very well for Bournemouth, but in terms of recruitment, you know, how we're looking at recruitment, it's clearly very targeted when it comes to the data, isn't it? Our approach for these two players.
Yeah, I mean, it is in terms of what they offer on the pitch, but also they are opportunistic signings as well, because Senesi is obviously at the end of his contract. He's on a free. Timing's perfect. And Van Hecke has got 1 year left in his deal as well. So I think if these guys had 3-4 years left on their contract, you know, you're probably looking at maybe they're a bit out of our price range. Who knows? Depending what our budget is this season, particularly with finishing 17th twice in a row. So I think they are targeted, but they're also opportunistic signings. So it's like a weird variation of both.
Yeah, but it's, you know, let's say we were signing them, let's say we signed Senesi for 30 million or something. We would all be looking at data saying that's exactly who we like. Those are the kind of players we should be looking at, isn't it? So, yeah, look, it's maybe the timing is fortunate, but at the end of the day, I think these are also, you could definitely see them being data-led as well. It's a thing, one of these rare opportunities, luckily for us, where a Premier League proven player available wants to come and matches up with the data as well of what we want, I think. So it just seems to be working all accounts.
I think just timing worked out perfectly for us on this one with Senesi. End of contract, Spurs looking in that position, De Zerbi coming in, the exact profile De Zerbi wants. Everything just kind of came together at once. So it's a beautiful thing.
Fantastic. So there you go. Marcos Senesi is a Tottenham player. Big up to Marcos. Very, very excited to see him in a Spurs shirt. I think the fans will fall in love with him. He's a player who also as much as we talk about his passing, technical ability, I remember watching the game against Arsenal they played at the back end of last season. And his passing shone, but it wasn't just that. It was his robustness. As every time I think it was Gyökeres playing up front, he was into him, not giving him a second. It was he's a very aggressive centre-back as well. He plays on the front foot. He's a lot more proactive. He's similar to Romero in that sense. He's not a guy who's going to wait for things. He's going to go after things. And that's also very, very exciting, having an aggressive defender.
Are you surprised, though, that he doesn't really get considered by Argentina too much? Three caps in his whole career. You would think he would make the squad. I mean, you know, you can understand him maybe not starting, but not make the squad, I think, is very surprising.
Yeah, I'm shocked by that. You would have thought he definitely would have went. So I am shocked. Some Argentinian fans I was reading on X suggesting they played out Mauritiana in a friendly and he apparently had an awful game. So apparently that's been held against him maybe at an international level. I can't say for sure. Maybe playing at a bigger club like Tottenham will raise his profile, and he's playing well for a club like Spurs. Maybe he'll get the nod. But I mean, Bournemouth's in the Premier League. They should really be looking at that and thinking, let's get this guy on the squad. But I don't know. It's hard to say why they've left him out. It's a big surprise. I thought he was definitely going to go. And obviously the likes Otamendi, I know is experienced, but he's obviously very old. They've got Martinez and Romero, who are good players. Martinez has suffered a lot with injury, hasn't he? Hasn't had the best of seasons. So, you know, could Senesi, you think, would be a more reliable pick than him, potentially. But yeah, look, second signing in the summer. Obviously, we haven't spent a penny yet. It's 2 free transfers. But yes, the signings are underway. The summer's underway. The transfer window.
Let's get down to the real business and let's see who we can actually spend some money on. I want to see that money being spent. I want to see those coffers being opened. I want to see that investment that Enix suggests that they're going to put in. That's what I want to see. I want to see some big players come through the door or some high quality.
All right, reacting to Senesi's first interview.
I'm a centre back that likes to play with the ball, like to have the ball on my feet and try to help the team building up. And from there, try to be as more offensive as we can and try to press as high as possible. I think I just got that feeling of playing forward all the time. I don't like to play too much to the sides all the time. I just try to break the lines and try to be more offensive. They really showed me that they wanted me, why they want me, and what they expect from me. If you tick those boxes, and yeah, I'm happy for that. I was like excited from day one, so I'm really happy to be a player for Tottenham. I played against him when he was at Brighton, and yeah, I like the way that his team plays, and I think I'm looking really forward to this. I know a little bit Romero from national team. I play with Solanke. And a little bit Rodri Bentancur. We play against each other in the youth in Argentina, so I know a few of them. I spoke a little bit with Solanke because the other ones are in the World Cup now and I don't want to bother them. I started playing in Salto Grande, in my club of my town in Concordia, and then when I was 12 I moved to Buenos Aires to play in San Lorenzo, where I just made my debut as a professional. I played there for 10-11 years, and from there I moved to Feyenoord in Rotterdam, played there for 3 years, and then I got my move to Bournemouth, where I played 4 years, and now I'm here, new player of Spurs. I'm happy because it's one of the dreams that I had. I will try to do my best to make the fans proud, to win stuff with Tottenham, and yeah, just be a good person and do the hard work that we have to do. Take Tottenham to the place that they belong. I think that's gonna be the aim for everyone, and yeah, I think there is no more motivation than that.
Lovely stuff. Good words from Marco Senesi. He knows quite a few of our players, he's saying.
Saying the De Zerbi pool is unmatched, the Solanke, agent Solanke doing his best work as well. So, yeah, happy days, mate. I really am excited to see Marcus Senesi in a Spurs shirt. And I was just thinking about this the other day in terms of like Bosman signings that we've ever signed. He's got to be up there with one of the best ones that we've signed.
Yeah, a player with that amount of experience, that age as well, that amount of quality. Can't think of too many more. that we've signed that can probably match that in terms of free
Davids,
transfers.
he was one.
He was one, but he was very old, wasn't he? What, 34 or something at the time? So he was a bit over the hill. In terms of a player like peak age, like in his peak years.
We've never signed one at peak age.
Yeah, I mean, we signed Perisic, but he was also old.
Yeah.
I know, but he wasn't a free, was he? I think we spent like 2 million on him.
Did we? I thought it was a free.
I think we signed him for like. Didn't we sign him for like 2 million?
Maybe. I thought it was a free, but
Maybe it was a free. Maybe it was a free. Who else have we signed? Maybe we have to do a video of our best free transfers. Can't think of
who wants a free transfer target tier list?
Yeah, come on. So let us know in the comment section. And a lot of people are saying, you know, we had Dawson to announce Robertson, we had Ozzy to announce Senesi. So what next? Van der Vaart to announce Van Hecke. Emerson Royale to announce Savinho.
If Emerson Royale announces Savinho, then we need to get Barry in the studio for that.
Come on.
Who's going to announce Savinho? Maybe it'll be Gilberto.
Aurelio Gomez, Sandro, obviously. So obviously going to be Sandro. So obviously going to be Sandro. But yeah, you have to get Van der Vaart in to announce Van Hecke, surely.
Who will announce Van Hecke?
And then you get Van Hecke to announce Verbruggen.
Yeah. I think it'll probably be just De Zerbi.
Yeah, you're right, De Zerbi. Yeah, get De Zerbi. Get De Zerbi to do it. You got the perfect guy.